Hello there and welcome to Beyond the Limit. My name is Zainab Mohammed. On this episode, we'll be talking about depression. What causes it? What are some of the effects of depression in a society? And where do you seek help? Should you need help if you have depression? To discuss this very important topic is a brilliant panel right here with me. Sitting right next to me is Dr. Jane Nyutu. Dr. Jane Nyutu is the CEO and founder of Mind and Beyond Counseling Center. At the center is Dr. Rehab Gatushi, the clinical psychologist and a lecturer at MKU. And at the far end is Dr. Sarah Mushai Kimaru, Dean, School of Social Sciences, and the coordinator of persons with disability at Mount Kenya University. Thank you so much for making time. Karibuni sana. So I'll begin with Dr. Jane. Dr. Jane, what is depression and what are some of the symptoms of depression?
Yeah, when you talk about depression, it is a mental health condition. It affects the body, the mind, in terms of the way people think, how they behave, and how they act, they feel. And when one is going through depression, it's like they are in the deep ocean trying to swim. They are suffering from irritability, anger. They are hopeless. They feel like nobody cares about them. It is actually described as sadness. They feel like they are fatigued. They have no energy to work, and they can sleep a lot or either not able to sleep. And when it comes to depression, it's that feeling like you are in a hole, in a deep hole where you are trying to lift your hand for somebody to hold you, but you still feel you are there, helpless. A feeling of I'm unworthy. I don't matter anymore. My life is coming to an end. Yes.
Okay. Dr. Rehab, just to add on what Dr. Jane has said, what are some of the levels of depression and at what point does depression lead to suicide?
Depression, like Dr. Jane has said, is a condition that affects people and they feel low. There is actually a mood disorder. So they get into low moods and sometimes they even are not interested in things that used to interest them before. Now, when somebody gets into depression, you'll realize that it is in levels. And when a therapist would want to know at what level of depression a client is in, there are tools that are used to measure the levels. And those tools are given to the client. And there is a level from 0 to 6, number 6, that is normal. But then it continues to advance. If that a client measures above 24 on that scale, it is called the Beck's Depression Inventory, and there are also others. That person now is at a level, dangerous level. And it is at that level where somebody is feeling so hopeless, they are feeling so useless, they can even get suicidal. And it is at that level when now you know that this person seriously needs help from not just a therapist, but also as a medical practitioner.
So you're saying there are certain levels from 1 to, once it gets to 24, that's when?
Yes, once it gets to above 24 on that scale, maybe that's something that would need explanation, but there are tools that one is given to measure, because it is important to know at what level one is, so that you would know when to maybe to send somebody to a doctor. And that is when you give them the tool, and there are some questions that they answer, or some statements, and they tick that which applies to them. And if they go beyond 24, if you count and it is beyond 24, you know that that person now needs help, like as soon as possible. Also, if you find that this person now is talking about death. You know, they are preoccupied with death. Sometimes they even, you know, are selling their things or giving their things away. And maybe you know, they are feeling useless and they are saying there is no need to live. Then you know that these people are suicidal. And at that level, you know that now they need help.
Dr. Sarah, why is the society not so open to discussing about suicide, about depression, and about mental health in general?
We find that suicide by itself is considered as if it's a taboo. So the society and the culture that we are in is not very accommodative. They will see as if when they speak about suicide, it's like something that is really not worth talking about, because the culture does not accept it, religion does not accept it. And as you have heard, it's an extreme case of depression. So by the time the person becomes suicidal, they already have attached the kind of behavior as if it is somebody wanted to get into it. They have not seen it as if it's a mental illness. So they still imagine that this person is to blame. They have not appreciated that it's a sickness. It's something that has come not because of the person's making, but it's something that is coming within the person that is not really out of a desire to be in that situation. So when now it comes to a person who gets into an issue of suicide, we find the society is not very accommodative. And therefore, the person has already maybe suffered from rejection, has been discriminated against, and maybe they feel that if we talk about so much about this suicide, it's like we are already elevating it, and maybe other people might follow the suit. So they want to keep it off from being talked about. Yes.
We find that families even hide that their loved ones have died by suicide.
Exactly. People want to show that it could be another reason as to why this person may have died, even though it is well known publicly that this is a suicide case. But society wants to cover it up. The family members, friends want to cover it up. But as I've said, it's because it's considered as if it's a taboo. Yes.
Dr. Jane, are there telltale signs? Because today we are focusing on suicide. Are there telltale signs of a suicidal person?
Yeah, definitely. You realize that the people who are planning to commit suicide, they will go, maybe if it's a woman, tell her family and friends, if I die, take care of my children. They will start, giving away their valuables, like clothes, shoes, to people, because they are imagining now they are going. And they will start maybe by saying, I'm tired with life. Life has no meaning. God doesn't love me. Why am I suffering? And they will say many things concerning their helplessness. It's like, no one loves me. Nobody values me. There's no need to continue living, And they can tell a lot about themselves. And actually, if people are listeners, they'll be able to know, those around the person, the victim, they can actually tell that this person is not okay, and they need to help this person. Why are you saying that God doesn't love you? Yeah, such kind of questions.
Is it distinct from someone's normal behavior? Is there a distinct change?
Yes, there is a distinct change in that, first of all, they neglect themselves completely, dressing down. Somebody who was used to coming to work very neatly dressed, all of a sudden doesn't care how they dress, the way they talk. They will procrastinate, go to work very late, don't go to work at all, keep sleeping the whole day, refuse to eat completely, and only eat very little, because to them it's like, it's not important. I don't matter. Someone will say, why should I go to church or to the mosque? God doesn't love me. They will withdraw from the social angle. no weddings, no functions. They want to be alone. Yes.
Dr. Rehab, I don't know if you have anything to add on that.
Actually, some of the telltale signs that somebody, is suicidal is when you see that they have started to organize themselves to go. And one of the things that they would do is that apart from saying the goodbyes, they also look like they have no energy, so they are lethargic. They will also maybe buy like a rope, or they will buy some chemicals. They will start planning. They can even buy a firearm or keep it nearer. They can buy maybe some fuel if they want to burn themselves down. Actually, they will start planning. Yeah, so you'll see some, they will start doing some things that are actually telling you something is not right.
Are those what we call a cry for help?
Actually, that is also a cry for help, because when you see somebody do that, somebody is like somebody is telling you, yes, I want to go, I am here, I want to go. And most of the times, this is the time when you want to bring people to come in, because I know that sometimes in culturally, people don't know what to do with people who are doing those things, and sometimes they don't understand that this person is crying out for help. But when we see people begin to organize themselves to go, they are buying ropes, they are saying goodbyes, and they are complaining, and they are lethargic, this is time now to come in for help, because this person is now crying out. You need to notice that something is not right, and they want you to notice. There's something in them that, wants you to open your eyes, but sometimes society will miss all those signs. Yeah, but always before a person commits suicide, there is that cry for help. Yeah.
It's the Premier League, all on DSTV. All the goals, clashes, and moments. All of Rashford, Salah, and Saka. All in the language of your choice. All in HD. Available on all these bouquets to choose from on all these devices. Dial *423# or download my DSTV app to get a DSTV HD decoder with 1 month of family for just 2,999 Kenyan shillings. It's the Premier League on.
The news that matters the most is the one that hits close to home. When disasters strike, we are there to inform you. When the bullets are flying, we tell you who's shooting and why. Reporting on your victories, your health, your money, your security, your past, present, and future. We are interested in telling the stories of creativity, hard work, and resilience that you are known for.
That is our job. This is my job. My name is Victor Moyakane, and it's my honor to bring you this news this way every Thursday night on the home of Untold Stories.
Katika majengo haya, hapa ndipo sheria zinapotungwa na zinapopakuliwa. Nitakuletea viongozi mbalimbali, mirengo mbalimbali, wote kwa pamoja wakipika na kupakua. Tutawapa nafasi kuweza kuangazia changamoto na mafanikio ya ugatuzi katika ukumbi wa siasa kila siku ya Jumanne kuanzia saa 1 kamili na kuendelea.
kutoka eneo hili la Naivasha kwenye kaunti 032, gatuzi la Nakuru.
Kutoka kaunti ya Elgeyo Marakwet, kaunti 028.
Nikiripotia runinga ya TV47 kutoka kaunti ya Wajir.
Nikiripotia TV47 kutoka kaunti ya Turukana.
Kwa matukio yote yanayojiri katika kaunti hii 012.
Kutoka kaunti nambari 1, kaunti ya Mombasa.
Nikiripotia TV47 kutoka kaunti ya Lamu.
Nikiripotia TV47 kutoka Kisii County.
Nikiripotia TV47 kutoka kaunti ya Machakos.
Kutoka kaunti hii ya Trans Nzoia.
Kaunti 038.
Kutoka gatuzi nambari 029.
Has where they inclined to and offer support. And so I believe the society will be there to give hope, bring meaning to the life of this particular individual, do some constant follow-up, get to know where this person is, because as you have heard, there are those signs of withdrawal. So we need to ensure that we give this person company, that we ensure that this person is feeling loved and wanted. Because the problem with the society is that once the person starts crying for help and even starts showing some signs that are not looking very accommodative, people also keep off. And they want to maybe try to avoid this person because they fear the things this person is doing may not be very proper, and people want to keep off. But I advise the society, maybe we need to get back and see that we give this person company, show love, and even ensure this person gets to know things that can add value to his life. For example, like if this person is in a job where he feels he's not doing the best, maybe it's due to poor performance, he's feeling he's not accommodated, we can give him another task where he will feel that whatever he's doing is appreciated, and you add meaning to his life. We also introduce this person to reading books that are motivating, self-motivating, such that this person can be able to assess themselves. Then I think the society, we need to know what we bring value. What is this that we consider to be variable as far as life is concerned? Because there are things that we have brought into the society that looks so variable. Like, for example, getting good grades. We consider that the person who has got an A is the one who is a performer. I think the society can also appreciate the strengths of even those people who got grade E. And they arrive and they are healthy. We start showing that there are things that we can appreciate more other than other things that we imagine. That's what makes meaning. For example, excess money or excess wealth. That is not really the meaning of life. We start allowing other people to feel, I may be having little money, but there are things I can do that can be better and that can be more esteemed other than the things that other people have considered as if they are the ones which make somebody variable. So the society can do a lot, yes.
Dr. Sarah, I want you to remember that we are in a society where we are in the social media age. We are in a society where people record themselves crying and then later on say it was for the youngsters' clout. So how do you differentiate between someone who's actually in need and someone who's just doing it to get attention? And I'll throw this to all of you. How do we differentiate? Dr. Jane?
I think when it comes to depression, the signs are there. And all what we need to know is that when somebody is posting a photo when she or he is crying, definitely that person is not okay in all aspects of life, unless it is in a burial mood where maybe they are going through loss. And even loss is a contributing factor to depression. So this is a person who needs to be called and probably the family to be made aware to find out more details about how they are doing life and what is happening. The social media has made things to look normal, even when they are not normal. And people will give their views depending on their circumstances at that moment, maybe to exonerate themselves. but you realize you are in a sick society, and that person needs to be followed and to be known, you know, what is happening, what is this excitement, because when the excitement is too much, it is still not okay. And when the mood, the sadness is too low, when the mood is too low, like Dr. Rehab said, that depression is about moods. Mood keeps changing. Yeah.
Dr. Sarah, tell us about the misconceptions associated with depression and suicide. I know we have a lot of them in our society today.
Yes, very true, because as I've said earlier, that it's considered, suicide is considered as a taboo. And even some people go to an extent of saying it's a sin that is even beyond being forgiven. So, for example, those who commit suicide, you find they are not even given religious rights when they are being buried, simply because the society will say this is really an offense. Actually, they will say it's evil against the nation, against the society. It's an evil against even the family itself. They feel they don't want to be associated with people that have committed suicide. That's the main problem, the main challenge. You find even the family themselves, they're feeling like when they're associated with somebody who has committed suicide, it's like they're also disregarded in the society. And in most cases, the blame not only goes to the individual, but even the people that surrounds the person who has done it. So you find everyone looks like they have to carry the cross, which should not be the case. Sometimes you've found even those who are committing suicide, people have tried all their best, all what they can to redeem this person. And so when it gets to the extent that this person has done it, or even some run away from homes, and when they have run away is when they later do it. So with this, you find those people that surrounds the person who has done it, they also feel offended. So really, it's something that the society should really come out and speak about it and talk about it, because it's happening today, it's happening all over, it's not only in Kenya, it's across the world. And so we need to really, as a society, we need to say this is an ill, this is something that we can overcome, and how do we overcome it? We bring out a lot of awareness. And I know that can be overcome. We don't have to get people die just because of issues of suicide, whereas we're having a lot of people that can treat this because we are considering it now as a disease. It's something that can be, some help can be offered, and we can see that we don't get there. So suicide is a real issue, it's a real challenge, but the society has a lot to play.
Absolutely. Dr. Jane, what worsens depression?
Yeah, I think there are factors actually that makes depression worse. If someone is already in that state and they are taking alcohol, they are accelerating depression. If they are actually indulging in other drugs, again, it's a danger. If maybe they accept now to their status and they refuse to go to work, idle most of the times, it makes them now more lonely. And if they lack social support from family and friends, again, it's another contributing factor. And again, the family of origin, you realize that the genetic makeup of the person, if they have a history of people who have maybe committed suicide or who have been depressed, they are more predisposed to becoming depressed. But what I would like the society to know, if someone has depression, they should do away with alcohol and other drugs, cigarette smoking, and such things. They worsen the situation.
Are there alternative habits that can be developed for someone to get better?
Yes, they are there. What they are doing is that they are numbing the pain, the feelings of pain and all that. This pain can go away by exercise, indulging more in social activities, eating healthy diets, self-care, generally taking care of your body, mind, and soul, your faith in the Supreme Being, that you can be healed. and getting support from your workplace, maybe with your boss, trying to do the work the way it's supposed to be done, and not withdrawing. Yes.
Dr. Rahab, as we wrap up, does talking to a person about suicide make them more prone? Say this person has gone for help. Does talking to them about suicide make it worse?
Now, it will depend. This one will depend on a few things. When we say does talking about suicide, there are people who are talking about suicide in a way like they are actually blaming somebody. But if somebody is in a therapeutic environment, and maybe there is this tendency towards depression and those feelings of low and sadness and all that, it is okay to talk about suicide because they are in that controlled and therapeutic environment, and you will talk about it and offer solutions and help to them. But if you're not offering help, and maybe somebody is talking about it like you are throwing blame on people, the way people would just make it a topic, and we are talking to people who are who could be going through depression at the time, they would feel like, okay, nobody really cares about me. The way they are talking about this thing, they don't know how I feel, and that can push them. But if this person is in an environment where help is offered, if this talk is towards offering assistance to a person who is depressed and suicidal, then it is okay to talk about it.
Dr. Sarah, in 1 minute, could you tell me why we are seeing an increase in suicidal cases in our society?
The things that are happening in the society are actually contributing to this. We have high levels of unemployment, high levels of poverty. Then we have the drug implications. There is a lot of drug abuse, which is actually leading to mental illnesses, yeah? And so as such, we're having those people commit suicide. So those are just a few of the things that I can mention, that if only we would maybe improve the issues of empowering people to have even self-employment and empowering them to know themselves, because there is also the issue of self-awareness, self-identity that is also contributing to issues of drug abuse. Maybe those are some of the few things that I feel can bring a turnaround and reduce the cases of drug abuse. The society needs to be educated, and a lot of awareness needs to be created, even in schools, in high schools and high institutions of learning, so that people can eradicate such kind of behavior. Yes, thank you.
Finally, Dr. Jane, what can we do at a personal level, at an individual level?
Yeah, I think at a personal level is loving yourself, knowing your strengths and your weaknesses, and seeking help. Help is available. People who have gone through depression and have sought help have gotten better. Others have gotten healed completely because they went to the counselor,